So, what was the best baseball division in the 1980s? Well, there's an argument. Some see people say the AL East, some say the NL West because of Dodgers and Astros. But for me, the NL East was the best because you had the Pirates, the Cubs, the Braves, the Phillies. A lot of strange machinations going on. Several world titles and World Series appearances during the decade. But one of the heroes of the division, he managed two teams in the NL East in the 1980s, and people call him the poor man's Earl Weaver because at times he was volatile. But Elia, a baseball mind with very few parallels in the sport, has passed away. Now, the shortstop manager and coach died in Odessa, Florida on July 9th, 2025. He was American Pro Baseball infielder, manager, coach. He played for the White Sox and Cubs. Following his playing career, he managed the Cubs in 82-83 and the Phillies in the post-Rose era in 87-88. He also served as a coach for the Phillies, Yankees, the Blue Jays, quite a surprise to us, Tampa Bay Devil Rays, Baltimore, and Seattle. He was later hired by the Atlanta Braves as a special assistant to GM Frank Wren in November 2010. Now, when we're going to talk about his coaching career because after spending numerous years out of baseball, he sold insurance. Elia was then recruited as a player coach for Eugene Emeralds, the Phillies AAA affiliate, to support manager to Jim Bunning. The Emeralds finished in last place in the West of the PCL with a 64-79 record. The next campaign, the Phillies ended their association with Eugene, instead switching to Toledo Mud Hens, Jamie Farr's favorite team. Both Bunning and Elia were retained to head up a newly affiliated AAA squad. The Mud Hens finished the year with a 70-74 record, third in the IL. In 75, at the age of 37, he got his first position as manager, leading the Spartanburg Phillies of the Class A Western Carolinas League. With the Phillies leading the league at the halfway mark, he was named as manager of the WCL's All-Star squad to play against the Carolina League's All-Stars. The team split the two-game series. Elia went on to lead the Phillies to a league-best 81-59 record, winning the WCL Manager of the Year honors. The following campaign, the Phillies were to be able to repeat, finishing at 59-80. Now, he was promoted to manage the AA Reading Phillies in the Eastern League for 77, with a roster that included future 1980 World Series champion Kevin Saucier and Keith Moreland. He managed the team to a 63-75 finish. The next campaign, he was 79-57, good for second place. Now, the Phillies named a manager of AAA affiliate, the Oklahoma City 89ers, for the 79 campaign. The 89ers finished with a 72-63 record, winning the first AA West Division title in their history. They won on to play the Evansville Triplets, affiliates of the Tigers, in the title series, a team led by Hall of Famer Jim Leyland. Despite taking a 2-1 lead after 3 games, the 89ers lost 3 straight as Evansville won the title. After the season, the Phillies fired their big league manager Danny Ozark. He was replaced by Dallas Green, who had served as the Phillies director of minor leagues and scouting during Elia's time as a manager and assistant. Green sought to fill out his coaching staff with baseball men and hired Elia as a coach. So he's moving up in the system, but a lot of people are believing he's probably a good fit, but he's straightforwardness is getting him to different problems. Now, as he go along in the minor league system, again, when Ozark was fired, Green sought to fill out his coaching staff with, again, baseball men and hired Elia first as a scout and then as the third base coach. They went on to finish the season as NL East champions with a 91-71 record, 1 game ahead of the Expos en route to winning the 1980 World Series title. The strike-impacted 81 season, they made the playoffs but lost to Montreal in 5 games in the split-season playoff. Now, after the 81 season, Green left the Phillies to join the Cubs as their GM, having been looking to return to a front office role. He brought Elia over to be a manager and acquired Boa, Sandberg, Moreland, and Dickie Knowles from the Phillies. He finished the season 73-89 and finished 5th out of 6 in the NL East. Now, this is where it got freaky. Elia, like an Earl Weaver, was often remembered for his mouth, and one of his most infamous situations was a profanity-filled tirade directed at the fans at Wrigley on April 29, 1983. After the Cubs dropped a 1-run game at home to the Dodgers, he lost his temper while making post-game remarks to reporters. During this tirade, he vented his feelings about Cubs fans in the stands who were booing and heckling Chicago. Now, I'll tell you one fucking thing. I hope you get fucking hotter than shit just to stop it up them 3,000 fucking people that show every fucking day. Because if they're the real Chicago fucking fans, they can kiss my fucking ass right downtown and print it. If they're really, really behind you around here, my fucking ass. What am I supposed to do? Go out there and let my fucking players get destroyed every day and be quiet about it? For the fucking nickel-dime people that show up, the motherfuckers don't even work. That's why they're out of the fucking game. They ought to get a fucking job and find out what it's like to go out and earn a fucking living. 85% of the fucking world is working. The other 15 come out here. A fucking playground for the cocksuckers. Rip them motherfuckers. Rip those country cocksuckers like the fucking players. We got guys busting their fucking asses and these fucking people too. And that's the Cubs. My fucking ass. They talk about the great fucking support that the players get around here. I haven't seen it in this fucking year. Larry Boa, known for being gentle as well, later remarked what he said was to stick up for the players. He also always sticks up for his players. Green demanded he apologize, but his relationship with Chicago fans and the press was damaged. With the Cubs in 5th place, he was eventually fired as manager 132 games in the season. Now, he eventually got to manage the Phillies. He was a bench boss for a while when he showed up back. When manager John Felsky was fired mid-season in 1987, he was hired as a replacement manager. Third baseman Mike Schmidt remarked that I'm friends with Lee. I'll be able to yell at him and come out of the field so we can discuss something. He won't think I'm trying to undermine him, something he didn't experience with Felsky. The Phillies won 51-50 under Elia's leadership, finishing 80-82 fourth in the East. He remained in charge for 88 and received a contract extension through 1990 in July, but with the Phillies in last place in the East sitting at 60-92, he was relieved of his duties, replaced by former Philly John Vukovich. The Phillies would eventually finish 65-96, their worst season since 72. Now, he was a bench boss and manager from then on with numerous minor and major league teams, including a bench coach for the Blue Jays for a while, hitting a striker for the Mariners when he worked with Alex Rodriguez. He reunited with Lou Piniella after being appointed hitting coach for the Devil Rays. After 3 seasons in Florida, he was spent years bench coach for the Orioles before returning to Tampa Bay as a pro scout. Then reprised his consulting role with the Mariners for a year later, supporting manager John McLaren. He was an SA to general manager Nel Colliette of the Dodgers in 2009 and held the same role for Frank Wren of the Braves 2 years later. He took on the role of special assistant to player development with the Braves for the 2012 season. Again, a baseball man in and out. Now inducted in the Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame in 2000, Elia and his second wife Priscilla, they resided in Odessa, but unfortunately passed away on his 1 week before his 88th birthday. Now I saw him with the Cubs and I saw him with the Phillies, and we liked him. The NL East, what I call the Dave Kingman years and the Expo years, he was the salt of the earth. And we liked him in Toronto because, no offense, the NL East should have had Toronto in division. But that's why the series against the Phillies in 90, the Braves in 92, and the Phillies in 93, that was like, would have been an NL East championship tournament, for both the divisions. Toronto not in the NL East, and ironically, when he brought Elia over, it's because he respected him as a manager in the NL East, excuse me. So, ladies and gentlemen, he will be missed, and I know one thing, ladies and gentlemen, in Philadelphia and Chicago, he knew him as a stand-up guy. And when Mike Schmidt likes you and Larry Boa, you must be doing something right. So if you like what we're doing with our baseball tribute podcast as part of a Sports File, let us know what to like, comment, subscribe, or share. Bye.